All of our fights tonight are scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. In the red corner, December 2. In the blue corner, Charlie Powers. Your referee for this first bout, Mr. Tim Mazurkowicz.
Welcome into the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit, Wisconsin for WAKO Team USA Kickboxing. Final instruction by the referee there.
All right, Beloit, it's party time. Time to make some noise.
Along with Mike Finch. Great to be with you on this pay-per-view. December 2 is in the dark trunks, the light trunks with the red accents for Rockford's Charlie Powers at 6-2, Mike. He's got a nice big applause here, not too far from Rockford here in Beloit.
That's right, definitely the hometown crowd advantage for him, but sometimes when you're an amateur, it could be a disadvantage, man. It's brutal fighting in front of your grandma. Solid low kicks right away from Powers. His corner's calling for a teep, which is like a push kick, which pushes your opponent away, but he's not able to find a home for it. Two just staying right outside of range there, and real loose, real flowing. You see Two's not wasting any energy here.
Not at all. Nice right hand there to connects to Powers.
And that's really the first one he let go.
Powers, a member of Northern Illinois Combat Club, coached by Shane Adams, a longtime professional mixed martial artist. Also a cut man in glory and runs his own gym, coaches fighters, he does it all. We're looking for calls for Powers to get out of the corner there. The two looks to have better reach, a little height advantage here, so they want to get him out from those corners.
Right, being the shorter man, Powers can't just stay outside of range the whole time. Now, he is being very effective with his low kicks, but if he wants to land significant strikes, he might have to add some pressure into the mix.
Yeah, it's December 2 is the one walking down Powers throughout this first minute and a half. Remember, these are these quick 2-minute rounds, 3 2-minute rounds tonight. At the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit.
Interesting that Two isn't really trying to check many of these kicks. Very powerful combination there. Push kick into a lead high kick and does it with zero effort. I mean, he just literally just effortlessly brings his leg up there and it has a lot of snap on it. But great job by Powers here with the low kicks. It's just that he's missing these overhand rights, missing these power shots, and that's due to a range issue.
That right hand looked like it landed, but 2-0 worse for the wear. So that's the first round here between Charlie Powers and December 2. We have 10 bouts scheduled for you tonight, including 5 pitting United States against Poland. We'll see Amanda Jinsky in the main event of that one. Amanda just come back from fighting at a tournament in Bosnia, a 65-country tournament where she won the silver medal, now ranked number 2 in the world. That is a highly watched contest. So it's very exciting that she is in the main event and back here tonight with her silver medal as we watch some of the handiwork from round 1, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of solid work here from Two. Obviously, some solid kicks as well landed by Powers there, but Two was able to keep him at nice range for him, and that's exactly where Two wants to start working. I think the biggest adjustment that Powers needs to make here is the range. He has to figure out when to get in to land punches and when to get out.
Yeah, at some point he's going to have to stop Two from backing him down repeatedly in order to get his offense going. Let's see what round 2 holds for Powers and Two.
Right away with the push kick, just letting you know, hey, stay right there. Yes. Don't come too close to me. That looked like a near knockdown to me. He push kicked him and Powers was off balance. Look at that, just puts a hand on his forehead like a
short with his punches,
like a child trying to swing at you in the kitchen or something. He just posted that hand on the forehead, was able to keep a good range with that. Powers missed a 3-punch combination. Solid low kicks return.
Two has this stalking style. He doesn't really make a lot of quick, unnecessary efforts. He's just going to hunt you down and look for his spot.
Two looks classic Muay Thai to me. Look at the way he just effortlessly throws that lead leg up there and a little spinning back fist to put a cherry on top. Good.
Not breathing hard at all. Just looks like a walk in the park for him. Like he's just going through his motions.
Yeah, it looks like he could fight at this pace all day.
Powers still on his bike a little bit, landing a little bit more here in round 2. Eating a few shots here in the corner now, though, Mike.
Yeah, Two's really starting to open up here. He's got Powers against the ropes. Powers is moving side to side, but still on the retreat.
Body kick landed for Powers, but Two returns with a sequence of his own that puts Powers on the floor. That will be considered a knockdown.
It did not land clean, but it was enough to send Powers tumbling down to the canvas. Powers right back on his feet, though.
He's fine. So we do have a 3 knockdown rule. We're playing Glory. K1 rules are in effect. 3 knockdowns at any time throughout the contest will end the contest. Not just per round, 3 throughout the entirety of the fight. So that is 1 for Charlie Powers here in round 2.
And you could hear Powers' corner begging, pleading, please move forward, but he's moving around the outside and eating these kicks up. They are accumulating.
Yeah, this one's going to save him. The bell's going to ring right afterwards, but that will make it 2 knockdowns. And I think it's safe to say that as we move into round 3, Charlie Powers will need a finish to get the win, Mike.
No question, he cannot afford to be knocked down one more time in this contest,
and
or they will call it. There is a 3 knockdown rule in place, and he's already used 2 of those. It's going to be tough for him to win a decision at this point. He's really going to need to put some pressure on 2.
Yeah, see, 2 just not at all bothered by those leg kicks from Powers there.
Yeah, 2
is so long.
2 is flowing like water. I mean, he's real loose. He's really able to just put good snap on his shots. And like we said, he's really not expending that much energy.
No. Especially thanks to Chuck Pilcher and the crew doing a good job. Already got a nice replay, our first replays of the night coming through. So we head into round 3 here with Powers and December 2. Coming up next, we have our first women's bout of the night, Rachel Lippert and MONIKA DOROTA, that one at 140 pounds. Lippert, if that name sounds familiar to you MMA fans, she's 4-4 as an amateur. Been doing that since 2017, but now, 3rd round between 2 and Charlie Powers. Goes upstairs with the kick. Slides off, not full connection there. That right hand got him pretty good, though.
Yeah, very
Powers
accurate.
is backing away, and he's down again.
That should be fight. He's going to go ahead and give him
that will do it. That is 3 knockdowns.
That's right.
Being waved off.
That's right. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Your
December
winner.
2.
He just did it in such calm fashion. But
Yeah.
here he is. He's going to leave with a knockout victory over Charlie Powers.
Yeah.
Fantastic job by December 2. Someone to watch.
He was able just to keep the car in a position where he didn't have to floor it at any times. He was just able to coast through this fight, not take any damage. His leg did take some shots, but it was the range and the ability to keep it in a position where he wanted to for 2 that made all the difference. He was outside every time Powers was looking for those big, powerful overhand rights. They were a block away.
Yeah, and that type of style is not the normal style we've seen calling fights when it comes to young fighters. It's a lot of let's go, you know, full speed ahead rather. And man, December 2 just looks so poised, like a long-time veteran in there. So nice job for him getting the first win of the evening here at WAKO Team USA versus Poland. Let's go upstairs now. We have the official decision.
I like it. We'll take them all night.
Enough crawling into that ring, but being the first fight on an international fight card, I'm sure some nerves have been let go. Referee Tim Zerkowitz stopping us shortly into the 3rd and final round. Your winner by TKO, fighting out of the red corner, December 2.
Our second fight of the night here at the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit. Moving into the women's division with Rachel Lippert and MONIKA DOROTA at 140 pounds. Final instructions from Amanda Jinsky for her Team Z teammate, MONIKA DOROTA. Rachel Lippert 4-4 as an amateur MMA fighter, and 6 of those 8 fights, Mike, have gone the distance. She's a difficult woman to finish in MMA. Let's see if that holds true here in kickboxing against Dorota. As the fighters' touch gloves return to their corners, and we'll get this started. So round 1, Dorota in the red trunks. It's the black trunks for Rachel Lippert, who represents Fearless MMA. Dorota starting out with some jabs.
Dorota really standing her ground here, trying to push Lippert back. They're exchanging jabs. Yeah, she's really pressing forward here.
Yeah, a couple of jabs, then working that left inside kick. Let's see what the ref has to say here.
I don't know what that was.
A little break in the action there, not sure what he was instructing her about. Nevertheless, we're back in action here.
She's landing the 1-2s nicely, but Lippert's starting to get that slip on time. She's going right to the outside on the right. Right hand down the pipe there. She just touched her with it, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't going full speed.
Hands maybe a bit low for Lippert, Mike.
Yes, she was relying on the head movement, though. We'll see if she could start capitalizing on that. Obviously, when a fighter has their hands down, they could still defend themselves by slipping and movement, and we see a lot of the greatest fighters.
Some of the greats prefer that, yeah.
Exactly, do that. And I usually tell people, if I was going to send you through an obstacle course, would you keep your hands up or down? Well, you would have them down because they give you balance.
Right.
So fighters like to have them low so that they have good balance as they move.
Especially kickers like Stephen Thompson. Loves to hang those arms down like that.
Who just won this past Saturday.
Yes,
yeah, 50-0 in professional kickboxing. Not too shabby.
Dorota still landing these punches and backing Lippert down. Mike, there's a nice
good
right hand
overhand,
by Lippert.
yes.
That'll back her up a little bit.
Right on time.
And indeed, Dorota takes a couple steps back after that right hand. I like how she's working upstairs, going to the body, though, Dorota, also throwing in those leg kicks.
Dorota still just on her case, continuing to keep the car in drive. And that's a big difference here, is that Lippert has to move back as to where Dorota is the bull.
And no takedowns available for for Rachel in these kickboxing fights.
Exactly.
So that's round 1.
That changes it up.
Good pressure by Team Z's Monika Dorota. Of course, Rob ZBILSKI, head of Team Z, and he is the head of WAKO Team USA Kickboxing. A little bit of the action here from round 1.
Landing some good straight shots. She's looking for that right hand over the top of Lippert's left, and she was finding a home for it. Even while she eats a shot, Dorota just holds her ground. She does not let off at all, and that makes Lippert give up some real estate.
There she is, the silver medalist, Amanda Jinsky in the corner for Monika Dorota.
Great job in the corner right now from Jinsky. I could hear her, and yes, an extremely experienced kickboxer herself. Can't get somebody much better in the corner than Amanda Jinsky, who fights
you're listening
tonight.
to her in the corner, right? You're definitely going to take that advice. Yeah, she is our main event fighter tonight. Looking very much forward to that. Matt Lucchesi along with Mike Finch. Happy to be with you at the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit and on pay-per-view. Watch USA versus Poland. It's an international kickboxing event.
Lippert moving her head. I like how Lippert's making her miss here.
Getting it done with the head movement now.
Dorota very aggressive. Dorota keeps looking low high. I keep seeing her eyes. She's looking at where she wants to strike. And you could set traps based on that. When somebody starts keying off of where you're looking to strike, it could be used offensively and defensively. Offensively, we've seen George St. Pierre use it in mixed martial arts to set up that beautiful head kick knockout on Matt Hughes. Big right hand for Dorota. She's letting him fly.
Lippert had turned up the volume and the frequency of her strikes here in round 2, and then Dorota fought back.
She's giving her a count. The referee is giving Lippert a count right now because she was in some trouble. She protested a little bit, but right back in the fire.
That's interesting. 40 seconds left here in round 2.
Big
and
right
Dorota
hand.
rearing back and firing these straight rights.
Yeah, Dorota carries some serious power when she throws that right hand. Lippert still very much in this fight, still makes Dorota miss every now and then, still active, but she needs to pick up her activity if she wants to start out pointing her, especially since she just got that 10 count.
Yeah, Dorota's just had the pace from the beginning of round 1 till now. She has controlled the pace and much of the ring, Mike, where the action's taking place. So that's the end of round 2. Like you said, Rachel Lippert needs to come out on fire in round 3, I think, Mike.
Definitely. That was a big round for Monika. Dorota, she's going to be up 2 rounds to 0, I believe. I could see that first round, of course, going either way, but there's no question about that second round. Very dominant for Monika Dorota. It's going to be up to Rachel Lippert to make the adjustments. She needs to double her activity. A lot of these shots, she's letting them glance, she's letting them miss, she's keeping her head moving. Those are all positive things, but her offense is what's lacking.
Fans, visit WAKOUSA.org and sign up for your free WAKO membership. You get registered, get your free certificate. One of the ways you can support all these great kickboxers is by signing up and getting your free WAKO membership. And you can do that at WAKOUSA.org. And you can also follow them on Facebook for all the latest news and happenings. Just go to Facebook.com and type in WAKO Team USA Kickboxing. You'll be able to stay up to date on all the things happening with this tremendous team. So round 3 between Dorota and Lippert.
Whoa!
Lippert starts out with a nice spinning back fist.
She came out like she jumped out of a washing machine there. First technique, spinning back fist. I like it.
Dorota trying to get inside there, went upstairs and then down.
You can see Lippert trying to pick up that activity. She needs to stay on the gas pedal here.
Dorota throws out that push kick and keeps her at bay a little bit.
Nice. Yep, and Dorota just right back on her case. The bull. And Lippert needs to turn into the matador. She needs to get out of the way and counter, pepper her up to get her to throw.
Dorota is inside and staying inside. It's hard for Lippert to get combinations off. Dorota keeps marching forward and shutting down those combinations after the first punch. Whereas Dorota looks to seem to be able to land more in combinations throughout the fight.
Yeah, Dorota never gives up a centimeter of real estate.
Looking for that spinner again, I think.
Yeah, continually just keeping the car in drive, continually deciding where the fight takes place.
Now that spinner connected, but it backed her up into the corner in the process, and now she's going to have to deal with some heavy hands of Dorota here as we move towards 30 seconds left in round number 3.
Yeah, both girls landing good shots. There's a good left hand for Dorota. Dorota just moving forward, moving forward. Lippert needs to start finding her right hand. She's lacked the right hand accuracy tonight. Not many quality right hands landed. Her left hand lands often. Dorota's does as well. And Dorota just puts it together with the right hands, with the kicks, with the pressure.
Nice combo by Lippert, but yeah, that has been
good right hand there for Lippert. She needs more of that. I love how she moves her head. So much potential for Rachel Lippert. But I don't think she won this fight tonight. Beautiful performance by Monika Dorota.
We will go to the scorecards for the first time this evening, and we will see what the judges thought of Team Z's Monika Dorota and Fearless MMA's Rachel Lippert. Let's check out some of the action from the final round, Mike.
Lots of good action that round. I love the spinning back fist to open up. Jorge Masvidal, take a note. That's your next one. Great work, staying active this round. Definitely a good output this round. Just unfortunately was not able to put as many punches together as Dorota was. Dorota was able to hold her ground. Look at her, accurate with the left hand, accurate with the right hand, finding a home for her shots. You saw Lippert moving that pawn, that jab out there, but not landing as much. Landed 1 or 2 good right hands throughout this fight, but as she cleans up her accuracy and puts up those counters, she's going to become a better and better fighter. Lots of potential for both of these women.
Yeah, it was not the best style matchup probably for her. She wasn't able to get rid of her hands the way she wanted to let them go, but
she knows how to move her head off that center line, and that was impressive to me tonight.
Yeah, they're handing us the scorecards. We can do that. We can do that too if they need us to.
these athletes. I tell you what, they brought their A game. We went to the judges' scorecard. All three judges scored this fight exactly the same. For a winner, unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, MONIKA Francesca DOROTA.
USA versus Poland. Andrea LEESE, Amanda ZBILSKI at 118 pounds. Of course, if you're recognizing the last name, that is the daughter of head coach Rob ZBILSKI. She holds a record of 14-2-3 at her first fight at age 11. Like won her first title at age 13. She's a WAKO junior champion and two-time IKF champion. Very accomplished.
Yeah, 14-2 as an amateur. Definitely experienced and started young, and that always makes a big difference when you are able to start the sport when you're a kid. They say what?
Dad's like an amazing.
That helps. That helps. You could ask Floyd Mayweather if that helps.
Yeah. And then Andrea LEESE, she's from Sintila Muay Thai and Nashville MMA, fighting out of Nashville. Her nickname is Fancy. She has a 6-5 record. She's a 2016 WAKO champion. Her favorite fighters are the Time Bomb, Tiffany Van Sust, and Joanna. Didn't let me get through the bios before they actually got hot and heavy.
Yeah, they came out right away, no feel-out process at all, right to the fireworks. I like the speed right away from Amanda ZBILSKI. Good push kick to a right hand. She was off balance. Great work by the referee there of not calling that a 10 count. She was off balance when she was touched with the right hand. Gets hit with a little short right, comes back up with a left hook. Good awareness there from Amanda ZBILSKI. And Andrea LEESE right on her case.
Andrea stalking her down, throwing that jab out there, trying to keep pushing her back. Team Z, corner calling for Amanda to let the hands go.
Yeah, LEESE very, very aggressive with this pressure here. She's the longer fighter, appears to have the reach advantage, and she's the one walking forward. Interesting to see.
Good for LEESE to be in the ring tonight. She's had trouble finding opponents. And we know this is not only a tough sport to compete in, like it's sometimes just tough to get a bout scheduled, especially if you're a female fighter. And that's been the case for Andrea LEESE. So, but she said tonight, I'm a game opponent. I found a game opponent, and I'm ready to put on a show.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of high-level technique right here. And both of these girls very well matched. No question about that. Very competitive frame right away. Good parry there for ZBILSKI. Ends it with a big slapping right hand. She's very mobile, loves to move to the right side, and she's doing that because that is the weaker hand of her opponent. LEESE is going to be able to develop more kinetic energy in her right hand. You see her letting that go as her weapon, and that's signaling ZBILSKI to circle the other way and circle away from that power hand. She did a great job with that the entire first frame.
And a fun first round it was between Amanda ZBILSKI and Andrea LEESE. Plenty to come, including the main card, USA versus Poland. Amanda Jinski fighting Magdalena Rack at 143 pounds. As we look at some of the action from the first round between ZBILSKI and Andrea LEESE.
You're seeing a lot of good counters here for ZBILSKI, but some of them were slaps. She's not getting her full power and full kinetic energy that she could develop throughout her body behind those shots. She's doing that with some of her kicks, but the biggest thing she was worried about clearly was landing and moving. If she starts sitting down on some of these strikes, I wonder what type of effect that would have on the fight.
Let's see if we see that coming up here in round two as we're ready to get going. Once again, live from the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit. ZBILSKI starts first with a couple of kicks.
Nice
Ooh,
jab to a
nice
spinning back fist.
Yeah.
Very nice. And just the aggression of LEESE knocked ZBILSKI down after that. LEESE was right on her case. Good combination of kicks there. Wow.
That was about 6 strikes in a row. Nice job by Amanda. Back to the center of the ring now. LEESE firing a jab. And ZBILSKI is very active in round 2, Mike. She's very much turned up the pace here.
No question about that. On the counter is LEESE, trying to find those right hands,
And
find those
she's
jabs.
slowed the output of LEESE in round 2.
Sure, it's all the movement and the frantic energy in her shots. I mean, she gets combinations together, 4, 5, 6 strikes sometimes. Always something after that. Look at that. She misses the low kick. She spins through with a body kick. Didn't land it, but she constantly has that output. Very nice high kick there. Nothing on it, but that came up and slapped the face of ZBILSKI.
And we know kickboxing very much different than MMA when it comes to scoring, Mike. Not all the strikes are thrown 100%. They're looking for clean, effective striking.
Right.
Obviously, if your power shot can get in clean, you want that, but really trying to be accurate and clean, score points.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many of these ZBILSKI shots
that was my next question
scored.
for you.
Yeah.
That's the key.
She is landing, but a lot of her punches are not in the exact angle you would imagine. So instead of throwing a hook, the elbow's a little low. It ends up becoming a slap. Instead of throwing a straight, it has a little bit of a loop to it.
Yeah.
She's not textbook with the way that she's boxing.
Her opponent is also taller and longer, so I'm sure
she has to get up there.
Yeah, that's got something to do with it.
And I mean, there's no question that they're still effective. It's just I'm not sure, based on what I understood about the scoring, I'm not sure all those are going to be scored.
Right.
From talking to her father, it sounds like that it has to be a power strike, a significant strike, right, to be scored. And I don't know how many significant strikes we've seen. I think more of these strikes have you would score them as not significant. Definitely very talented. I mean, both of these girls are very high level. You could see that with their techniques. I love the combinations that we see from ZBILSKI. She puts things together. It might be coming from the left side, left side, right side. She ends to the body, or if she's going to the body, she might end to the head. She's changing levels and mixing it up. Notice that she went to the leg, body in that replay combination there. Always dangerous everywhere, and she's slowing her opponent, Andrea LEESE, down.
Yeah, LEESE still content to continue to walk her down. She has walked through a lot of those combinations very well and continue to walk down Amanda. So still trying to enact her game plan. And we are ready for round 3 between ZBILSKI and LEESE. A touch of the gloves. Nice bit of sportsmanship before we punch each other's heads.
The crowd loves it.
As do I. Look at ZBILSKI get off with some nice combinations early.
Yeah, ZBILSKI's
kicks and
fancy.
punches up and down.
Nice jab there. Great timing on that first jab.
This is our first time seeing Andrea LEESE, Mike, but I got to be honest, when I'm surprised to see her record at 6-5. I don't know what kind of competition she's fought in her past, but she looks like a really good kickboxer to me.
Seriously. Yeah, both of them do. Both of them look composed. Both of them have great technique.
Sure, nobody though. You got about, what, 100 kickboxing fights?
Sure.
These guys just...
Yeah, seriously. Some of these Polish fighters tonight are going to have over 150 bouts.
Rob was telling us it's just... They fight out there. A little bit different than how we do it here, especially with pros and amateur rankings.
Very nice punching combination right there.
1 minute left here in the third and final round between LEESE and ZBILSKI.
ZBILSKI coming over the top like Deontay Wilder right there. I like it. You hear Amanda Jinsky calling for her to double up her, I believe, jab there. And you see ZBILSKI just trying to find a home for these shots. Good pressure here by LEESE, pressing her into the ropes now.
Yeah,
misses that right hand, though.
Amanda's getting off those combinations, and then at the end, LEESE just takes one jab to back her up.
It seems that LEESE could do herself a favor by cutting off ZBILSKI. Notice how ZBILSKI exits side to side, and LEESE is almost following her. It'd be nice to see her cut her off and what effect that would have on the timing and the overall combinations of ZBILSKI.
Very interesting point. She's really been north and south mostly so far during this bout. Time is short here in the third and final round. Both ladies getting it their all here at the end.
Big time firefight here.
Awesome.
Wow.
Stand and applaud, folks.
What
that was
a way
fantastic fight.
What a way to close this fight out. Great fight between these two.
Great job.
I could see this one going towards ZBILSKI, but I must say Andrea LEESE is not even breathing heavy. It looks like she went for a stroll around the block.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't
look
6 and 5 to me.
All day. Her striking was very composed, didn't take many big shots tonight, and she had a very dynamic opponent in front of her. Very impressed with both of these girls.
I think the first round, ZBILSKI had a little bit more difficulty with the length and the reach, and she really figured that out as we moved into rounds 2 and 3. How they score that, Mike, I have no idea. I'm glad that's not my job. I'm very happy to sit here and talk to you all night.
Likewise.
But that certainly was a fun fight between ZBILSKI and LEESE. As the scorecards are now being collected, Rocky Troutman from Rocky's Dojo. And one of his fighters is a former XFO welterweight champion. Good to see Rocky here tonight. Looks like they have it. They have the cards, and the announcer is ready to give us his decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for these warriors. I'm looking at a rematch in the very near future. That was an awesome fight. All three judges scoring this fight the same. The decision is unanimous. The winner, blue corner, Amanda ZBILSKI. Amanda ZBILSKI.
Troutman once again our referee with some final instructions for Reggie LEDFORD in the black and Andres Lopez in the white with the green trim. Reggie the Renegade. LEDFORD, been able to see him around the Illinois scene. We were able to call one of his fights, Mike, back in 2016, a first-round knockout.
That's right. Coming from mixed martial arts over to kickboxing. I like it.
See a lot of cross-training now, especially with jiu-jitsu events. Guys are competing in those. They're competing in MMA, competing in kickboxing. It's a good time to be a martial artist.
Definitely. It's great experience when you're coming up as an amateur, especially, to be able to do multiple disciplines. I've been grappling my whole life, and it was a big help competing in grappling tournaments and then going to mixed martial arts. Same thing with kickboxing. You got somebody who's, you know, maybe a wrestler or something, is not that experienced with the striking. Have them do amateur kickboxing, and that gets their feet wet. Good job going low and then coming back up high for Lopez there with that left hook. Nothing finding a home perfectly, except that jab.
Talked to some coaches, think Reggie is one of the top strikers at 170 pounds in and around the Illinois area. We're just north of the border here in Wisconsin tonight. Reggie certainly has some power. He's been competing a lot in the last couple of years around this area. Tonight he's taking on Team Z's Andres Lopez. 2-0 kickboxing, 1-0 MMA, 15-4 in boxing, just 24 years old.
Good left hook there for Lopez.
Working it to the body, Lopez.
Trying to stay pressuring is Lopez, constantly on his case, constantly moving forward. Good job by LEDFORD at getting out of the way of these right hands. There were a couple counter right hands that were coming right for him, and he's able to kind of lean with them and let him glance off.
Some nice movement there too by Reggie. Clinch and a knee. Now
Good uppercut.
Backed into the corner. Lopez fights his way out, and that's the end of round one.
Very competitive first round. Lopez just storming across the ring, though, on the case of LEDFORD. LEDFORD seems to be suffocating a little bit in there. He just wants another foot of room to be able to do his work. Wants Lopez just, hey, calm down for a minute, man. Let me be able to get my game off here, because Lopez was on his case, so much so that I think you'd have to lean towards the blue corner for that first round. Lopez right in his face, landing these shots to the body, coming over the top with the right hands. He had a couple good left hooks in this first round here, as to where LEDFORD's offense has not been as potent. You see LEDFORD trying to look for those knees in these highlights, but none of them landing clean. You're going to have to land a clean strike to score a point here. The way they're scoring tonight, anything that does not land clean, anything that does not land significantly, does not count.
Once again, LEDFORD in the black trunks, white green trim for Andres Lopez.
Very boxing heavy approach here from Lopez. He's throwing his hands, he's on the case of LEDFORD. Non-stop pressure, look at this.
Good counter off that left front kick by LEDFORD. Very nice job by Lopez there.
And LEDFORD's looking for these knees, looking for these counter shots, but not much landing clean.
No, he's active. It's just that Lopez is seemingly beating him to the punch and just scoring at a greater range.
He's pushing him around this ring.
Ooh, nice left hand to the body.
See, LEDFORD lands a little push kick there, but then retreats. Needs to keep whatever space he can earn. Some strong kicks there from LEDFORD.
His corner is saying the exact same thing you're saying, Mike. They're asking him to start firing away. Like you said, it's one push kick, one jab,
right,
and then he's content to sort of feel the space for a little bit.
Yeah, he's lacking combinations, lacking significant offense, and what we're seeing Lopez do is just pressure enough to turn this thing into a boxing match, and he's winning it.
Oh, he's been effective upstairs and into the body.
Yeah, he's really accumulating to the body now. Right as you were saying that, he landed a couple right to the ribs.
Reggie, 2 left kicks upstairs, making a third. That one hit the arm of Lopez.
Yeah, he did good work there. He was able to land, and then he had some real estate to be able to move away. Yeah. He needs to rinse and repeat. He needs to keep doing that because he's a little too available for Lopez right now.
10 seconds left here in round 2. Lopez staying active.
Lopez
countering every strike that LEDFORD throws, it seems.
His timing's really getting on point here. He's really understanding LEDFORD's responses and able to time these right hands. There's another one just touched him. A couple of his best moments of timing, he hasn't landed perfectly, but he's really getting the timing on the right hand down this round.
And in every strike that LEDFORD threw, he answered. And not like after a moment, like, oh, you're hitting me, I got to hit you right back. It's just very outstanding pace and timing, as you said.
I think Reggie LEDFORD definitely had a better round this round.
Yes.
I think he really opened up this round. We saw a lot more of what he was capable of, tried to blast some kicks in there, tried to pick up a little bit of the power. But again, he needs to find clean shots that land. And what he's doing, he's hitting a lot of elbow, he's hitting a lot of glove.
Yeah. LEDFORD said his favorite fighter is Nikki Holskin. That's a good one to model after.
Sure.
Holskin, former Glory champ, European Muay Thai champ. And Reggie said for his future goals, he'd like to become a professional kickboxer and a coach. But right now, hands filled with Andres Lopez from Team Z. Here we move to round 3 of this fight. Live from the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit, Wisconsin. Matt LaCasio along with Mike Fitch. Great to be with you.
Good body kick there from LEDFORD.
Once again,
Lopez
pushing
on his case.
LEDFORD back. Corner calling for LEDFORD to counter those kicks. He's got about a minute and a half to state his case. If, in fact, he is down 2 rounds to nothing, which, what would you say about that, Mike?
Well, I could definitely see that Lopez is going for a KO right now. I do think it's actually LEDFORD who needs the KO,
right?
And that should be the sense of urgency that he's carrying with him. But look at Lopez marching forward with these shots. His corner's calling him, just box, just box. They're saying, forget the kicks, leave him at home. We want to see you turn this thing into a boxing match, and we've seen a lot of that so far.
1 minute left in the round. Third and final between LEDFORD and Lopez. Once again, Lopez answers one shot with 2, 3, 4.
Good nice push kick there for LEDFORD. Now he's starting to find a home. He's got Lopez on the ropes finally. Let's see what he could do with it.
That gave him a burst of adrenaline. He came across the cage with a little bit of a jump knee. Now a spinner.
That's the wrong range for that technique.
In too close there, or?
Far, yes, yeah. He's going to pull a Chris Weidman and get his back taken and get taken down. Just kidding, folks.
Yeah, no takedowns tonight. Different sport.
That's what happens when you get an MMA fighter into the commentary. Sorry about that. Great bout between these two right now. I love the back and forth. Lopez on his case, continuing to box. Just 10 seconds left, and LEDFORD swings up a shin bone upstairs. I like it. Good uppercut from LEDFORD. Good left hook.
That'll do it. I feel like we need a few more.
Yeah, I think the longer that fight went on, actually, the more LEDFORD was able to open up, and the more he was able to land. I would love to see that, a 5-round version of what we just saw. Lopez, though, the superior boxer, and it showed.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of time to be have a low activity output in these 3 2-minute round fights. And Lopez, understanding that, got right to work right away, and he didn't stop. He just kept working for 6 full minutes.
Well, you could see that LEDFORD really took away the right hand in this 3rd round here, did not get hit with big right hands like he was earlier in the fight, was able to get out of the way of that strike, and that really opened up some offense for himself, making Lopez miss that right hand. Because make no mistake about it, Lopez had a lot of success in that 1st and 2nd round, specifically with that strike. Great fight.
All right, they are almost done collecting the scorecards. Our public address announcer is making his way back to his microphone. And let's see who will get the win. Will it be Team Z's Andre Lopez, or will it be Reggie Renegade LEDFORD?
All 3 judges scoring this fight
Exactly the same. The decision is unanimous. The winner, the red corner, we will be taking a brief 10-minute intermission. Immediately following this fight, and then we will welcome Team USA taking on Team Poland, including tonight's main event with Amanda Ginsky.
Rocky Troutman, our referee, for this 125-pound fight between Shad Walters and Javier Garcia. Shad has the red trimmed black trunks, the sort of astronomy psychedelic trunks for Mr. Garcia. And then one of the interesting notes about this is, I don't know if you can hear the overhead PA address announcer talk about it, is these guys fight and train in gyms that are just a couple minutes away from each other in Loves Park and Rockford. No joke for Javier Garcia and Northern Illinois Combat Club for Shad Walters. And I'm going to be quiet here because these guys are going at it.
Some serious strikes have landed so far. Wow. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson would be happy about those shorts. Those are nice. Oh, wow.
That was a hard.
So much firepower.
Leg kick from Shad.
Just dynamite between these two so far. Oh, a little slip there.
Yeah. Of course, we got a lefty with a righty here, so we could see some nice red blotched bodies from some nice kicks, maybe, Mike, right? We're already seeing it a little bit on Javier Garcia on his left side. Shad Walters has planted his right shin in his ribs. The left and right creates those big body shot openings. Shad throws a left down the pipe and then a little hook.
Garcia keeping that very high shell, just a much different stance between these two, the way they hold their hands. You're seeing that style clash. Good overhand right. He's pretty accurate with his punches, is Garcia.
Ooh. Power kick there by Shad.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Garcia wearing a couple of them.
Garcia almost left his feet on that one.
Oh, a little cup check, it's there.
And he is wearing one.
Oh, he does not look happy about that.
No. And you know those cup shots have about a 2 to 4 second delay, and then all of a sudden it's like it takes a moment for the nerve endings to travel up to your brain.
Yeah, for you ladies who don't know, it is unpleasant. As you can see from the face of our competitor there.
Yeah.
Looks like he just smelled a handful of onions. Yeah, he's really affected here. He is really grimacing.
Which makes a good time to tell you to visit WAKOUSA.org and sign up for your free WAKO membership. I just did it, Mike, right before we went on the air here.
Let's go.
Can't wait to get my free certificate in the mail. I got registered. And make sure you're also following WAKO Team USA Kickboxing on Facebook. We are back to action here. Shad is okay, but he took another one.
That looked high.
And Mike, I don't know. I'd love to see that one again. It looked like it might have been on the belt.
Yeah, if our instant replay could go ahead and get that. The
take a
cameras
look.
are
Chuck's
right at
got
that
it
angle,
for us.
so here
Chuck's
we go.
got it.
I love it.
Let's see what we got here. Shad Walters is really in pain.
Yeah, maybe that did land.
Borderline. It looked like the top of the foot was on the belt, and then I think the rest of the foot was in the wrong place.
I guess.
Easy for me to laugh.
That was pretty quick. Maybe our truck could slow that down for us, and because that was a very, very quick shot, and this man's cup has been abused.
But see, here's the thing: if you're watching at home, he's not only been kicked in the cup twice, he has to continue to fight for his life in a kickboxing match, which has a round and a half left. So it's not like I got to go home and take care of myself. Oh, I'm going to continue to fight this guy who's very skilled at fighting. So here it is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, his belt is not very high, Mike. His belly button is above the lettering on his belt, so that's a tough one to call. Nevertheless, he was definitely in pain after that, and that will end the round, and Shad Walters has to be happy about that. Oh, he is dying. He's looking like he might hurl. Yeah,
I think there was maybe a second or two left on the clock there.
Bad.
We'll go ahead and check out these highlights in the first round here. Spinning back fists and lots of good techniques from these two. Very, very high-level stuff here in the ring tonight. And these two gentlemen, very offensively minded. Both of them very dangerous, landed quality shots this first round. All these from just 3 minutes of action. Excuse me, 2 minutes of action. That's right, 3 rounds, 2 minutes of action.
There it is. Ooh.
And it was high cup, but it was
I see what you're saying now, though. Yeah, that you could make a case that was above the cup, but it probably did get some of it.
I do think that, the big toe found the cup there, and that probably didn't feel so good. So
and it's one of the things, I don't know how you feel about this, Mike, but especially in the sport of mixed martial arts, that we can review that because there are fighters who will take one. It's a very painful shot, even just above the cup.
Sure.
And, some referees, that's so hard for them to see that in the blink of an eye like that. I think it's beneficial to go and check out the reviews for that.
Absolutely. You might as well get it right.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we're back to the action here at the Eclipse Event Center in Beloit. Round 2 between Garcia and Shad Walters.
Spinning back fists are wicked and a beautiful straight left hand. I love it. Referee shaking his head, says that's not a knockdown. I don't know.
Rocky Trauman's going to say that's a slip.
That looked like a missile to me.
Another one right down the pipe by Shad.
strong straight left hand. Just good speed and snap from Walters. Walters drawing a little blood here from Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia's nose starting to leak down his body. And that one looks like a low blow. Let's see. Shad can't believe it, but Rocky is going to call it a low blow. He is going to give him some time.
Wow.
Now he's got to call timeout.
I mean, things are just flying full speed in the ring. I don't think either of them meant to do this, but that's 3 cup shots in less than halfway through this.
And look
this
at
fight.
Shad is still bent over trying to navigate through his own pain from the shots that he took.
That's a cup shot per minute in this fight.
One here. This is slowing it down for us nicely. The fighters, it's hard to tell from that angle. The fighters have made their way back to the center of the ring, and Rocky Troutman saying,
it looks like Walters acknowledged it. Seemed right down Broadway to me.
We have him wipe off some of that blood real quick. And I'm pretty sure Rocky said, quit kicking each other in the groin.
Good advice.
Yeah, for life and fighting. All right, back on the way here in round 2 between Walters and Garcia. Walters with the left to the body, then he slaps him to the face with the left.
Really opening up with the punches now. Yeah. Look at these two exchanging in the middle of the ring. Oh, big high kick there from the left leg of Shad Walters.
Yeah, Shad's got a very fierce look of determination on his face right now. Neutral corners here, called by the referee Rocky Troutman. I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like they want to.
Got a little blood action. A little too much leakage. Is that the round was, maybe 30 seconds from being over. I don't really know if it's common practice to be stopping it during when it's leaking out of the nose. If it's leaking into your eyeball, that's totally
different story, because then that's an opportunity for the doctor to come in, check the cut, and possibly stop the fight. But I don't think we stop fights from bloody noses to wipe them off. I mean,
yeah, not in the fights that we've called, Matt.
No.
So leaking out of the nose, I'm not sure.
Because I don't believe that's a doctor even looking at him. I think that's his cornerman. Nevertheless, we're back to action once again.
You want to stop the fight as little as possible, because you don't want to steal the momentum from a fighter.
That's the damage done by the opponent. I mean, you're actually sort of taking away the efficacy of that.
Sure, exactly. The efficiency that the accumulative damage presents, you're taking that away. And then there's also this cardio factor. Some fighters like Nate Diaz and Frankie Edgar, they thrive off of getting people tired. Hard to do that when there's stoppages in the bout every minute for a cup shot. And oh, wow, he's going to wave the fight off. How about that? He thinks he's leaking too much. What a performance from these two, but Shad Walters going to walk away with this one. What a performance. I mean, this was a fight. Bell to buzzer. These two were going at it, full speed. And it looks like the corner's protesting, saying, hey, his nose is fine. It's not broken. He's ready to fight. But when the referee waves his hands like that, that should be it.
Yeah, just so speaking to one of the judges real quick, if the bleeding's not stopped, they will stop the fight in an amateur fight. In a pro fight, that wouldn't be the case.
Sure.
But looking out for the protection of these two warriors, young warriors.
Sure.
Make sure they're in the game for a long time.
And both of them have bright futures in this sport. I mean, both of them looked tremendous tonight. And these two fighters in here, they were going faster than everybody else tonight. They were throwing combinations. They were very dynamic. Their attacks were varied, and my goodness, could they go full speed.
And another interesting note, Mike, if the doctor says that a fighter can continue, the referee still has the option of calling the fight. It's his fight to call.
Sure.
But if obviously if the doctor says the fight can't continue, the referee has to abide by that. But in this situation, Rocky decided to call it, even though it looked like Garcia could continue. And here's the official decision.
Rocky Troutman stopping this fight prior to the start of that third round. Your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Shad Walters. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're taking a brief 10-minute intermission. Thank you for coming out.